So no doubt you are probably asking yourself, how is it that this guy manages to find tunnels and caves all across Ontario, and yet you look and you never find a great deal? Well, you need to understand the geology, you need to understand the geography of the province, you need to be able to read the features of the surface, and in so doing understand a likely area. And when you know that area, you've got to know exactly where to dig to intercept a tunnel. So what I'm presenting to you here is our recent discovery of a feature that we call the tooth tube.
Check this out. Guess what this is? It's a molar. It's an old tooth. So you would probably wonder where we found an old tooth out in the middle of nowhere here. Well, I'll tell you where we found it. We found it in the same place as we found this bad boy. Another old bone. So we got bones, we got backbones. I don't know what kind of backbone that is. Who knows? Maybe I don't know, it's a creature with a molar of some type. Obviously some kind of a flattened molar for chewing. I don't know, maybe a deer or something like that. So there's a tooth. Or it also could be from the hermit that lived over in the forest up this direction here. So how do you think he lost his tooth? Well, I'd say maybe down the hole here that we're digging out. Maybe fell down and whacked his tooth out. That's possible. So down the hole, we're thinking, just having followed this little valley from a lake, or at least what we think was an old lake, which is now a field. You can tell it was something like that because of all the clay. Clay usually forms at the bottom of a lake or a still body of water, and now this actual tube here is packed with clay. But as you might imagine, just by here's a little valley, so that must have drained the lake at one time. And there's the backpack with my bottle of water. This poor old Jeff, he's digging like a slave down here in this pit here. But as I say, this is definitely a drainage point, and one of the real interesting features, a little clue for people who look for caves on, just like in Hamilton, where there's clay, the water is concentrated through a select number of holes, as opposed to where you would have, say, like an exposed karst pavement, where there's unlimited possibilities where the water could go underground. So yeah, okay, there's a bit of clay on the surface, and there's definitely clay in this nearby field, suggesting it was an old lake bed. So we're thinking there's some possibilities down here.
So these are some of the bones that we scraped up out of the mud. And underground, while we're digging, this is the sort of conditions. I'm definitely returning with a little garden fork this coming weekend. It will help a lot. Maybe a bucket, a few friends. The big excitement to us is what's lying ahead of this. Once we dig the mud out, what kind of tunnels are there?
Okay, you may wonder what's going on here, and this is a good example of when a fat guy goes caving in a hole that's too small. So I've been struggling for the last couple of minutes to get out of this hole. We've opened up this beautiful tube inside, formations all the way down there. Now I've just got to figure out how to get myself right out of this. I'm at a point now where I think I'm going to do it with Greg, or at least Jeff pulling on me here. So if you see my post tonight with my video, you know I got out. And take care.